Peace, family. Back at you with some more J.A. Rogers. Like you already know, if you've been tuning into the series, we're flipping through our library, going through our books, seeing what we underlined and what we circled, what stood out to us, what we thought our mind should digest later in life, what stood out at that time, what we want others to see that we were thinking on our trajectory as we plot our course on where we've been going and what we're on with the books that we have. 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro, with complete proof by J.A. Rogers, author also of Superman the Man, Sex and Race, World's Great Men of Color, Nature Knows No Color Line, etc. Let's see what you're saying, brother J.A. Boom, 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 boom. The Grimaldi, a Negro race, lived in Europe as late as 12,000 years ago. 2 complete Grimaldi skeletons are in the Museum of Monaco near Monte Carlo. Abundant traces of their culture have been unearthed in southern and central Europe. Takes you down that whole Europe's not a continent conversation. School still be lying. Imhotep of ancient Egypt was the real father of medicine. He lived about 2300 BC. Greece and Rome had their knowledge of medicine from him. In Rome, he was worshipped as the Prince of Peace in the form of a black man. His Ethiopian portraits show him a Negro. And Imhotep was also prime minister to King Azosar. Oh yeah. I am Hotep. In 1787, while a party of 351 freed Negroes was aboard a ship at Portsmouth, England, en route to Sierra Leone, West Africa, the authorities brought on board 62 white women, prostitutes, and others whom they wished to get rid of, and married them to as many men and sent them off to be the future mothers of the colony. Well, in 1787, 351 free Negroes were on a ship going to Sierra Leone. All right, we're going back to Africa. And the authorities brought a whole bunch of prostitutes to get rid of because they didn't want them, and married them off to the men and sent them to be the mothers of the colony. This whole breeding, feminism, sex war thing, I mean, this is where you realize it's a lot more than that conspiracy theory that takes you down these holes, and you realize it's like Moral Technique's new album coming out, that this is an understanding that once comes out it's going to be very difficult to ignore, and then the history is going to be rewritten, revamped, reviewed. That's all the positive ways that we can do it, or the other ways. In 1670, Virginia passed a law forbidding Negroes from buying white people. This was 51 years after the Negro had arrived in chains. The same law was repeated in 1748. Free Negroes bought white people in such numbers in Louisiana that the state made a similar law in 1818. Ever hear that one before? Ooh, the white slave trade. That's another one. White children were kidnapped in the British Isles at the rate of several thousand yearly in the 17th and 18th century, and sold into slavery in America and the West Indies. Sometimes they were bootlegged and sold as Negroes. White Americans, North and South, were also kidnapped and seduced and sold as Negroes as late as 1859. Brother J.A., what are you telling us, bro? After his famous speech at the Atlanta Exposition in 1895, Booker T. Washington refused an offer of $50,000 for a series of lectures because it would interrupt his work at Tuskegee, which was bringing him much less. Is it for the power or the money? Booker T, one of the greatest. Ethiopian and Moor were popularly used to describe the so-called blacks until 1500. Shakespeare uses Negro only once and uses it synonymously with Moor. I'm light skinned, but I'm more black. Black and more, I love black. Black to fire the carbon black, black matter, black, black hole black. 33 degree, my brother, 360 black. 720 cipher, yo, that's the breath black. Black message from the black man's come to fix the black. And 5% of black from the triple black, magic black. We got anything else, J.A.? What else I underline? Is that where we're ending? Well, that was a short one today, my folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Rose Nation. This is Bubba Shabazz. We are dropping the knowledge through the books that we have read. What did you underline in your books? What songs did you write back in the day? What poetry did you write back in the day? Dive back and digest who you were to find out where you're going. So you can show others your trajectory. And then you can also understand where your mind was at in case you're looking at other people's whose minds are there, but you just might have forgotten. Peace to the family. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. See you next time.